Hey family, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Vlogmas. So I just want to mention the video that I meant to do today. I could not get to it because I realized I never got my my discount code to give to you guys. So as soon as I get my discount code, I will do the video that I mentioned I was supposed to do today, but instead I decided to bring a brand new hot off the presses fragrance to you guys that has just barely hit the market. I've had it for about a couple of weeks or so now, so we're going to discuss. So the name of the company is Mmasi. This is the brand name. This is a double minority owned company. It is black owned and woman owned company. So we love shouting out companies like that. They have previously released two fragrances, which I have both of them. And I have the Into Me. Now previously this was the version for women. And look at the dent in this one, y'all. Look at it. This was a fragrance that was previously marketed toward men. Clearly, me and hubby have been sharing this one because the dent is real. They have rebranded these. It is the same juice, but now this one is called Into Me Decadent, and the blue one is called Into Me Impression. And that is because a lot of fragrances right now, everyone is kind of leaning in the unisex arena. People don't want to be thought of wearing, you know, a woman wearing a man's fragrance or a man wearing a woman's fragrance. It's all about just wearing what you want to wear. And fragrance is just, it's a universal thing. There should be no men, women. Men can wear florals, women can wear leathers. It's just all about personal preference. So I've got the OG bottles over here, but this video isn't about these. It's about the brand new fragrance that's out. So the new fragrance is called High Times, and it is an extrait. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with perfumer terms like that, that means it is a higher concentration of oils in the fragrance. It's going to make it last longer. It's going to make it stronger. So right now on the website, you can get a 10 mil for, right now they're running a sale. You can get it for $46 for a 10 mil. It was previously $65. So as I said, I have mine. Now I have been using the sample. I have not even really opened this box. I took a peek inside of it, but I wanted to leave the packaging intact so you guys could see the unboxing. So this is the sample that I have of the fragrance, and I received this because I'm going to be attending a niche perfume convention virtually. It's in New York City. It's called Scent Explore. So for the Scent Explore attendees, we were able to get a sample. And I do believe there'll be another sample of this in our goodie bag. So this is what me and my husband have been using to experience the fragrance. So just want to let you see the little dent there. So spoiler alert, I like it. Now this is going to be a mature fragrance. We are not out here smelling like donuts. We're not smelling like bubble gum. We are not smelling like pastries and snacks and all that. We are smelling like grown adults with this fragrance. So let's get into this packaging since I kept it intact for you guys to see. And it's a little pouch. Now inside the pouch was this sample, so just want to put that out there. Look at the pouch though, really pretty. This is a card describing the fragrance and, well, telling you about the fragrance, and a little thank you note. Clearly I did not read the note yet, but it's a little thank you, handwritten thank you note to me. So yeah, okay, I'll read that later. And this is another little, now this is a gift card in case I wanted to gift this to someone. I'm gifting this to myself. Just gonna put that out there. And this is the rest of the box. So the 10 ml sample is in here. So let's get into this fragrance that is wrapped so wonderfully. I took a peek at this. I tried to wrap it back as best I could. So this is the 10 ml. So this is the container it comes in. And let's go ahead. This is really, really pretty. I hadn't had a chance. Like I said, I wanted to just leave everything intact. Look how reflective that is. Really pretty. So my scent has worn off for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this. Ooh, yes, it's new. It took a few tries to get it open. Get it to spray. Now, I will say on first initial spray, this reminds me a lot of Passion de l'Amour from the House of Sillage. It smells very woody, kind of oudy. Now, if you are not familiar with that fragrance that I just mentioned, House of Sillage is the fragrance company that has these little cupcakes. And this is the Passion de l'Amour fragrance. It's the green one. This has notes of oud in it. It's not an exact dupe, but it is the first fragrance that I thought of when I sprayed this because the prominent note in this one is oud. And this is a very, there's no oud in this fragrance, but it's a very, very woody fragrance. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the notes of this. And then I'm going to read off, because you guys know I take notes on everything. I'm going to go ahead and read off the information of the notes that I took. So it says High Times is a unisex niche parfum, part of the new NYer Fragrance Line by Mmasi. It's an homage to the 1970s New York City. The fragrance is not a replication of the kind of fragrances that were popular in the 70s, but instead a current imagination of that era. New Yorkers are sophisticated, bold, and unique, just like our new perfume, High Times. It says this is a potent fragrance with expensive ingredients. So your top notes are rose, frankincense. There's going to be a lot of smoke. This is bringing you all the smoke. I just want to put that out there. So the notes are, top notes, rose, frankincense, and Bulgarian lavender. Now, I've never heard of Bulgarian lavender. I've heard of Bulgarian rose, but Bulgarian lavender was new for me, and I have sniffed a lot of perfume. The mid notes are terpene, T-E-R-P-E-N-E. I think it's terpene. I have looked that up previously. I'm going to go ahead and look it up again for you guys so I can explain to you what that is. But that's also adding to the woodiness of this fragrance. So the mid notes are terpene, tobacco, and saffron. And your base notes are sandalwood, cocoa, and leather. This is a 25% oil blend. So this thing is bringing a punch. It is potent. This lasted all day. So let's just go ahead and just get down to the nitty gritty. So on my notes, I put this on at, let's see. I put it on, I wore it to work. So I put it on around 6:45, no, around 6:15 in the morning. And by 8 a.m., I could still smell myself. Now, this is just me sitting and working. I could still smell myself. And the fragrance had softened a little bit. But it was still kind of powdery and smoky at the same time. So at 2:19, I said that I could still smell myself slightly. And it had kind of developed into a light powdery slightly smoky scent. So that was at 2:19 p.m. So at the end of the day, this was around 5:30. I kind of did one of these numbers to my husband, and he said he could faintly smell it. Now he knows that I put it on, in the morning. That was the first time we had seen each other all day. So he could faintly smell it, but it wasn't one of those type of things where he could smell it and be like, oh yeah, you're wearing such and such. It was just one of those smells, like I know she had some perfume on earlier, but just the point that I put that perfume on around 6:15 and it was around 5:30 and there was still a hint of a fragrance there, says a lot. So my first thought, just written down on a card, just the first thing I could grab as soon as I sprayed this fragrance was oud oil. And then I thought woody, green, oriental. And those were my first thoughts. So on the back here, I said, reminds me of Passion de l'Amour by the House of Sillage. So that was just me grabbing something and writing that down. So terpenes are the aromatic compounds found in a variety of plants which are responsible for each plant's unique fragrance. So I want to do a little side-by-side sniff test of both of these. Like I said, they do not smell the same, but with this being the first thing that I thought of when I sprayed the fragrance, I was like, you know what? I got to do a side-by-side comparison. Passion de l'Amour, I can tell you right off the bat, is sweeter. It's sweeter. It's a little bit more on the gourmand side, even though this fragrance is not a gourmand. But it was just the smokiness that just kind of made me think of that. Yeah, this one is a lot smokier. It's very woody, and there's a greenness to it. There's a little bit of a green note to this. And I personally, green notes, I'm not the biggest fan of a green note. It's got to be done extremely well for me to go toward a fragrance that leans green. This one, with that blend of the rose, it's kind of toning down the smokiness a little bit. Now, I'm telling you, the smoke bomb is real on this one. So if you do not like smoky fragrances, you're not going to like the opening of this. But you do get that rosiness. You get all that smoke coming at you. You've got that sandalwood. I can smell a little leather in this. So if you're a man, this is going to be right up your alley. If you're a woman and you love a smoky fragrance, then you're going to like this. Passion de l'Amour kind of has more of that kind of tropical, the tropical mixed with the caramel notes in this that make it a little sweeter. But this is giving you all the smoke. Like I said, after I wore this for a while, the smoke is already dying down a little bit as I do this video. It does soften up. Now, you're going to be left with some smoke throughout the fragrance, but it's not going to be the big smoke bomb that you smell at the beginning of this fragrance. And it turns into a softer, powdery, still with a little smoke, but more subdued version of the original opening of the fragrance. This is a very mature fragrance. This is a fragrance. It's good to have a challenge sometimes. Sometimes you just don't want something that just smells like a cupcake, or it smells like chocolate or roses or whatever. You want something to put on that is going to develop over time. It's going to change. It's going to evolve as the fragrance lingers on your skin. And this is that fragrance. It is going to just change and go from the smoke bomb with some rose and floral notes to a softer version. I like it. So if you're looking for something that's going to give your nose a little bit of a challenge, something that you're not going to smell yourself coming around the corner, something that's totally different, go ahead, give this a try. I'm a fan. You know, I like that Mmasi has kind of gone against the grain a little bit. You know, they've got the two mass appealing scents that I already owned. But then they came back with a heavy hitter and was like, you know what, we're going to give you something that is totally different. If you're looking for a fragrance that's going to last, give this a try. So this is, once again, High Times, and it's New Yorker High Times, and it is an extrait, and that is by Mmasi. And I also want to mention, this is not a sponsored video. Your girl paid for this fragrance. I just got it early, but your girl did pay for the fragrance. So if you have any questions on this fragrance, Mmasi as a whole, comment down below. Let me know if you have ever tried any of their fragrances before. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.